Hello YouTube and welcome to Nick's Plays Minecraft Episode 2. I hope you enjoyed Episode 1. If you haven't yet seen it, please go back and have a quick look. And yeah, today we've got some key things to get on with, so let's look straight in. So if you look down on my health bar at the minute, when we had the run-in with the skeletons in the last episode, clearly our health is in pretty bad state. So the first job for us today is to make ourselves some means to cook some food. We've got a few options here. We could go about making a campfire, but we haven't found any coal yet for that, so that's going to be a bit of a struggle straight off the bat. We could also spend our time trying to find the stone that we require to make a furnace, or even then convert that furnace into a smoker, which is then dedicated for food, which I think is going to be my preference this time round, because I can see quite a bit of exposed cobblestone, and cobblestone is the one thing that you need to make a furnace. So we're going to use our brand new stone pickaxe, and we're going to mine ourselves out bit of this cobblestone and some andesite, I think, by the looks of things as well. Yep, oops, we didn't mean to get that, but that's fine. So we've now got that in our recipe book. So I'm just going to mine up a good bit of this cobblestone, and we need to be really careful because we don't really want to take another fall, because that will involve us taking some damage. And as I've just spotted over here some surface coal, just having a quick look around, making sure there's no dark spots where there might be some mobs spawned for us, we're going to get up first a little bit of in-game coal. Now, coal is a really important ingredient in Minecraft. It's probably the best fuel. There's other fuels available, but coal's sort of certainly in the early game the best. And it's needed to also craft torches, which we'll be using when we go caving, and we might get into a little bit of caving in this episode. Because once we have got some food and we've got our health regenerated, probably the next thing to do is think about trying to find some iron, so we can at least make a shield. Ooh, didn't want to fall down that hole, that might have been the end of us. Yeah, so we can find ourselves a shield, hopefully, make ourselves a shield, and possibly even some early game iron armour and iron tools, so that we are a bit better equipped to take on the mobs whilst we're caving. So I realised I forgot to pick up my crafting table, so we're going to head right the way back over here to the crafting table that we left up on the hill. There we go. And we're going to enter the crafting table, and we can now see we've got the means to make a furnace. So I'll select a furnace, and we've made that, and I'm going to drop that straight back into the crafting table, because a furnace combined with 4-bit wood logs makes you a smoker, which is a good in-game cooking device. So we're going to plop the smoker down here right next to our crafting table, and because we killed those sheep previously, we've got 7 mutton on us already. So what we're going to do is pop that into the top of the smoker's inventory. We're going to drop 1 piece of coal in there as well, and then we are going to let that do its business and smoke up. So what we get from this is if we put 8 pieces in there, we'd get 8 pieces of mutton back for 1 piece of coal used. We only had 7, so we're going to waste a tiny bit of that coal. But this is allowing us to make cooked mutton, which we can eat, and then we'll regenerate both our hunger bar and, most importantly, those hearts that we can see that are so low in the bottom corner there. So we'll just give this one more second to finish doing its thing. And there we go, we've got our 7 cooked mutton. So now, if I select those out of our toolbar, and right click, I can eat that mutton, and the minute we've got a full belly, which is hopefully now, we should start and see our health regenerate at the bottom. There we go, we're up to 2 hearts already, and that'll keep regenerating now, and we just have to make sure we keep topping up that hunger bar to make sure that it keeps regenerating. So I'm going to leave those bits there right now, and we're going to go on a little bit of a tour around. In fact, I will take them with me because we don't know where we're going to stop, do we? So I'll pick up that crafting table, and I'll pick up that smoker. And we're now going to go on a bit of a look around without trying to go into any caves to see if we can find some surface iron. The idea of finding surface iron is that we're not risking ourselves going into a big dark hole like that, and we actually hopefully find ourselves somewhere. There we go, we just had a skeleton, that's why we don't want to go in the deep dark hole. Make sure we're not going to fall down anywhere here. Is this a little No, no cave there. Um, so if we find surface iron, or at least iron that is close to the opening of a cave without having to go too far into the darkness, tell you what we're going to do. We are going to craft ourselves some torches. We can hear a zombie, so that's not a good sign. Craft ourselves some torches. We're going to put them in our hotbar. We're going to eat a bit more of this mutton because we've now stopped regenerating health. And with these torches in hand, very carefully, we're going to pop our head down here, lighting our path as we go. It looks like this might just join up with that other cave along here. I can hear some zombies, and I can hear that skeleton we heard before. Just carefully drop down. We're just dashing down this cave here, hoping to not bump into any mobs, and if we do, we'll probably turn and run away at this point, depending on what it is. But we've lit that cave all up, and I didn't see a single piece of iron as we've been down here, so we are not having very much luck right now, unless we see some. So that's some copper. We're not too interested in copper right now, but there is a creeper, and we are interested in him, and most importantly, running away from him, because right now, we don't really have the means to attack him without potentially risking our first game life. And to be honest, I'd like to stay alive as long as possible. I know we're not playing hardcore, but losing our bit of XP that we've managed to earn so far, and having to go and find all of our stuff because our world will reset, feels like a bad plan to me. So what we're going to do is just continue going over to this mountain range where we can see lots of stone. Where there is stone, there is often iron. So we can see lots of exposed coal, which we're going to grab. To make sure we've got stuff that we can make our torches and use to fuel our furnaces and smokers. And that'll probably do us for now, and then we're going to keep hunting around this area. This is a massive mountain. They really called it Caves and Cliffs Update for a good reason. That is pretty big, and look at that big dark area right up there. That's pretty impressive. I think we need to name this mountain, by the way. I feel like maybe this is going to be part of our world for quite a long time, and good mountains deserve good names. So if you want to drop a name in the comments, I know I've got at least 2 dedicated viewers who will be more than interested in thinking of a name for the mountain, and that'll be my kids, because they've managed to watch episode 1 so far and have encouraged me definitely to get on with making episode 2 as fast as possible. So that's why I'm busy making episode 2 to hopefully get it out there as quick as we can. But right now we are not having a lot of luck at finding iron, which is a bit of a struggle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to just search around this area, and I'll keep recording, and I'll bring you back in when we find some iron, hopefully. Hopefully it won't take very long. Okay. Oh, do you know what? We don't need to do that because we found our first iron right here. We must have walked past it the first time we came past. So there's 1 block of iron. And what we get from iron, if I just enter into my menu, is we get this new raw iron ore. That is completely new now. And we're getting some night time coming in, so we'll just mine this quick bit here, this quick bit there, and this bit here. Check there's nothing else hidden. No, there isn't. And then we're going to jump out here, grab our bed, and get a quick sleep before any mobs spawn in. So I think that's 4 raw iron that we've got so far. Let's check. Yes, it is. So 4's not really enough to do a great deal with yet. So we're going to keep looking around, seeing if we can find a little bit more. I'd ideally like 8, so that uses up 1 piece of coal straight away in the furnace. And that'll allow us to make an iron axe, an iron shield, and possibly a bucket or something like that. And buckets are really handy, certainly again early game, because you can carry water in them. If we come across any lava, we can take care of the water, and you can also use water streams to move up and down the map if you want to. So I can see another little surface cave over there, so we're going to stick our nose into that. And oh, zombie, already getting nervous. So I guess that zombie's down there. Yeah, there he is. We'll leave him where he is. We'll have a little look down this one. So we've not heard any trouble. There's some copper there. Let's just get a couple more torches out here. Light this one up as we go. We're going to make some more torches, so I need to make some sticks, and I can put sticks in the hotbar in the crafting table, and there we go. Let's make some more torches down here. Wow, this cave just loops around by the looks of it. Seen lots of copper, but I didn't see any iron again, but we're going to go back and check. So we saw copper, we saw more copper. Do you know what? I'm going to dig this copper out, because I have an early game. I'm not going to call it a starter house. I'm going to call it, you know, kind of just a bit more than a starter house. I've got a design in mind that I'd like to do, and I think I'm going to incorporate a little bit of copper into that design because it's a brand new block. That's exciting to me, and it's going to be interesting to start and see how we can implement this in some builds. And my build style for the starter house is going to be a bit different to normal. You normally kind of just tackle something together quickly out of cobblestone and any wood that you have on hand. So this time I'm going to actually spend a little bit of time gathering resources off camera, and I think make a little bit of kind of a sandstone-y, temple-y looking first starter house. So it'll be a bit more than a starter house, but not super big, not super complicated. But hopefully something that you guys will find interesting to see, and I'll find really interesting to me, which is one of my main goals, is for me to be really interested in the series as well, because obviously that means I'll want to make more of them more often. So we're going to make a few more torches, put those on our hotbar, and we're just going to check this cave out too. So we're actually doing a little bit of cave exploration right now, because we really want to get that iron up, and at the minute I'm not being frightened by any mobs. So that's working for us. If you get these caves lit up enough, then the mobs won't spawn. That's exactly why we're using torches everywhere, to try and make sure that there's no dark spots. Make one more set of torches if we can. No, I need to make some planks. Need to put those planks into the crafting bar. Need to drop those sticks there and take those torches out of there. There we go. 32 more torches on our hotbar. And now, with some level of confidence, we can start and gather up the iron that we've just been running past all this time, and we should hopefully start and get a good amount of iron. There we go, we're already at 14. Let's get these bits up. Oh, keep switching between the blocks, that's not good mining skills. We're going to get that granite. That's going to add granite into our recipe bar. Something we'll probably drop or stash away shortly, because I'm not planning on building with granite particularly early doors. Was there any iron down here? Yes, there was. There we go. So this little iron mining trip is working out actually quite nicely. We are getting there with the iron farming. Not farming, mining. Iron farms are something we'll cover later on in the series. Something I've not actually made before, but I do understand how they're made. I just need to go about making one. Right, there was no iron. I think we got all that out of the ceiling. So now we're going to work our way back out the way we came, and we're going to mine these bits of iron. And our stone pickaxe is starting to get a little bit low, so if we end up breaking this, we might either craft another one, or we might just make our way out and go and make ourselves a new. Well, that's a bit of a dark hole. We need to watch out for any creepies coming out of there. Not hearing anything at the minute the way of mobs, so that's good. We'll get this little bit of copper as well, because like I said, we're going to try and build with copper early game, so it's good to have some of that on hand. Oh, and I can hear a zombie, so we might start and get ourselves into some bother if we're not careful, so I need to be looking around. So what I don't want is any zombie sneaking up on me and giving me a scare particularly. So alright, if we meet one head on, I can probably handle one zombie right now, but much more than that we could easily be kind of overcome, and our health might not be in the best spots then. So just going to get a little bit of this coal while we're here, because we've used a lot of coal making torches in this little section of caving we've done, and then we're going to skedaddle out of here. We might have to sleep the night out if it's turned back to night again, because been a few minutes of this little mini caving adventure. And then what I want to do, so we're going to drop that down here. This is the way we came. Pretty sure we came up there. This is the trick with mining, is remembering the way you went. So yeah, I got something wrong in the first episode, and it was about using the door trick. Right, where are we now? We need to get back to our base, don't we? So let's have a look. That's the funny mountain. I think we dropped over this side of it, so our base area should be the other side of that mountain, I think. So let's head back that direction. Yeah, the thing I got wrong in episode 1 was that the door trick does still work underwater, but what I had forgotten, or really hadn't noticed until I came to editing the video, was that you can only place doors on top sides of blocks, and I was trying to... Wow, this is... Am I sure we got in the right place? Let's just have a look. So if we press F3 we can get our coordinates, and I know that our base area was at X 240-ish and Y 240-ish, and we're currently at X 189 and Y 44. So if I keep moving over this direction, we should get back to something like 240 without falling down this hole. And we must have come from that direction by the looks of it. Yeah, there we go. So we're heading back to base hopefully now. You can use the door trick. So I really want to go back to that shipwreck that we found in episode 1 and correct my mistake and hopefully find that treasure chest box, because again I'm not sure I was looking quite in the right area. And if we have that sort of loot on hand, we ought to go and get it really. Here we are, we're back in slightly familiar surroundings. I really want to stick to the area that we spawned in, because I thought it was great, to be honest. I think it was a really good spawn. I think there's a lot of interest in and around it. There's some good wood, there's the lovely mountains in the background, and there's a few nice big flat spots and a couple of big caves that we can explore. And the big flat spots will be good when we come to build that first base. I'm thinking the first base might go somewhere in around here, or maybe a bit further towards the coast. So now we're back, we can set up our little camp again. So we're going to drop in our crafting table, we're going to get our smoker and spot that down, and then in the crafting table I'm going to make a furnace. In fact, I'm going to make 2 furnaces. It's a little greedy straight off the bat, but it'll just allow us to get things going a bit quicker. So in this one I'm going to put half of my coal and I'm going to put all of my raw iron, and in this one I'm going to put half of my coal and I'm going to put all my raw copper. And what you'll see now is this iron is smelting up into iron ingots that we can then use and we can craft into our armour. We can craft a shield, which is probably the first thing I'm going to make, and we can make some metal tools because they're a bit better. And obviously you also need an iron pick when we eventually go looking for diamonds, which will be covered off in another episode. So let's go correct that early mistake. We've got some doors on our hotbar and we've got some half slabs on our hotbar, and I believe that shipwreck was over here. Yeah, there it is. Hello, sheepy. So yeah, we're going to go and hopefully correct that mistake that I made in episode 1 right now. There's a couple of ways we can do this. I think I could place a half slab at the doorway of the treasure chest, which is now missing. So if we go down here and drop a door here, we should get that air pocket that we wanted. There we go, we've got the air pocket. And then I think, come on, drop that down, there we go. And then I think if we mine out this stone here, we should maybe, big maybe, I think that's our treasure chest. Yes, it is. So we're going to grab that. Oh, there we go. That is what we wanted. Early game iron, early game lapis, some iron nuggets, and some emeralds. Fantastic there. Well, that was a mistake worth correcting, wasn't it? So I'm now going to get rid of this door, and we're going to swim out. So off we go. Oh, and it's night time. Glad we brought the bed with us. So we will try and sleep this night away. And there we go. So that was an error. I'm not going to get everything right in this series. I think we already know that. but we've managed to correct it, and we've got ourselves some half decent loot now. So I think, I don't know, it was around 10 iron ingots, something like that. Let's go just find our little zombie under there. Okay, that's someone we're going to avoid right now. Let's go back and find the little base area that we just set up. There we go, I can see it peeking at me through the trees over here. And we are going to go and get ourselves some achievements, I think. So, we've got some good iron now. We'll leave the copper because we don't need that just yet. And look at all the things we can now make with our iron. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that stone pickaxe. So I need to make some sticks, which we need planks for. And then we'll make 8 sticks. That now means we can make an iron pickaxe, which we will put to stone one to one side. We're going to make our first sword because that feels like good use of our materials as well. We are going to make an iron shovel, and I'll show you why in a minute, because this is going to help me with my idea for how we're going to survive the early game. And what we're actually going to do now is make some more planks, because that's going to make us a shield. And what we're going to do with the shield straight away is put that onto our offhand. So our character, if we have a quick look in third person, has now got a shield and a sword. Happy days! We can finally protect ourselves a little bit, and these shields will block the arrows and even block a half decent creeper explosion. So back to using our iron. Let's see how much more we've got in there. It's a fair bit. So that's going to allow us to make the next piece of armor. I think we should just get straight off the bat is a chest plate, and we're going to put that straight on our character. And we might get a full set of iron armor yet today. Iron boots. Let's make iron leggings. And we're going to put those on so we get some more space in our inventory. Boots, leggings, and finally an iron helmet. So iron helmet goes on. There we go. We have got a full suit of armor straight off the bat. That's been a decent little mining run and a very, very lucky first treasure chest. So I'm more than happy with that. So right now I want to start gathering together the materials for our first base. And I've just realised I haven't quite got enough wood on me to make a chest. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a barrel. I'd normally make a chest to stash things in, but a barrel's just as good, and it's what we've got available to us right now. So if I plonk that barrel right there, then I can fill that with all these bits and pieces that we don't really need right now. So I'm just shift clicking each of these. Probably don't need those. I think we might grow those oak trees actually. Don't need that on the side. Don't need those oak plants. Don't need the emeralds. Probably put all our iron and precious things in there. Don't need the arrows. Treasure map we're going to look at on another day. We'll do a bit of a exploration session with a boat and start looking at treasure maps. And let's put our old tools away in there too, because that clears our inventory right up. Perfect. So why did I pull these trees out? What I want to do with these trees is get them planted. We've got a bit of a forest over here, so let's just use that. If we plant these trees over here, and we can plant them all really close together because that'll make life quite simple. So what I'm going to do is plant trees in a row, 4 there, 4 there, and there we go. So now we've got a block of oak trees. So when they grow, they're going to grow one big block of oak tree. And I really want oak wood for the build that we're going to be using. So that will be super good for our first build. And what I want to look at now is getting ourselves a lot of sand. Why sand? Well, sand you can then craft into sandstone. And that is going to be a key part of our first build. So what I'm going to do now is just off camera, I'm going to start and farm up a lot of this sand. I'll probably get through a couple of shovels and get myself a good inventory stash of sand and other bits and pieces. I might just venture off onto that island and mine that island out, just so that we don't wreck everything that's in our immediate spawn location, because I like to leave the world generated in a bit of a natural format as well, because I always find it really difficult to put something back that looks really natural. But yeah, I'll I'll come back to you off camera when I've mined up all of our resources, and we'll hopefully have enough materials to start and make the base of our starter house today, and then we'll probably call the episode an end. Right guys, I've just finished my little mining trip, looking for sand and gathering resources, and I've now just got back to our little base area. You can see all the furnaces have stopped smelting all the materials we had. I have noticed one very, very big problem though. I have mined a lot of sand and sandstone, and I have absolutely nowhere to put it because this barrel is already filling up. So this gives me a chance to show you one more important first early game craft that we need to do, and that is to make ourselves a chest, or in this case I'll probably make a double chest because that's going to be able to stash all of our materials that we want. So we're just going to farm ourselves up that tree. We're going to head back over to the crafting table in our little makeshift area, and in the crafting table what we need to do is make a whole bunch of planks. So we're going to make a load of planks, and then what we're going to do is put those planks around the outside of the crafting table, and that allows us to make 1 and then 2 chests. I'm going to drop those onto my hotbar, and then I could start with a single chest if I wanted to. We could have 2 single chests, or if I pick that chest up, if we stash them side by side, we can make ourselves a double chest, and in that double chest I'm going to place sandstone, and that's sand, so we're going to put all of that across the top row, and then sandstone we're going to put across the bottom row just so we know where it is. And then if I shift click each of these, they'll go into the open inventory slots. So the sandstone will drop into the sandstone, and the sand will drop into the sand. That's useful for just keeping things organised, so I now know what I've got. So that is probably it for right now. Thank you very much for watching the second episode. We are going to start our starter house in episode 3, but I have been Nick. We have got ourselves armour, we've had a decent mining expedition, and we finally corrected the mistake we made on that sunken treasure ship. So yeah, great stuff, thanks very much. As ever, like and subscribe, please give me feedback in the comment section below, and I hope you enjoyed this second episode. Thanks everybody, goodbye.